The Calabar River runs through part of the Oban Hills in the Cross River National Park. The river basin's geology includes the ancient Precambrian Oban Massif, Cretaceous sediments of the Calabar flank, and more recent Niger Delta sedimentary basin deposits. The basin measures about 43 kilometers wide and 62 kilometers long, covering an area of 1,514 square kilometers. It was once completely covered in tropical rainforest. The region experiences a rainy season from April to October, receiving 80% of its annual rainfall during this time, with peaks in June and September. The area gets an average of 1,830 millimeters of rain each year. Temperatures range from 24 degrees Celsius in August to 30 degrees Celsius in February, with humidity between 80% and 100%. The basin has 223 streams totaling 516 kilometers in length, which is relatively few for its size. Poor drainage leads to flooding, gully erosion, and landslides. The river system formed by the Cross River, Calabar, Great Kwa, and other tributaries creates extensive floodplains and wetlands that flow into the Cross River estuary. This system covers an estimated area of 54,000 square kilometers. In 2000, about 8,000 tons of fish and 20,000 tons of shrimp were caught annually. Shrimp provide a cheap protein source for the people of Calabar. Fishermen land their catches at Alapans Beach on the Calabar River, selling them in local markets. The modern city of Calabar was founded by Efik families who moved from Creektown and settled on the east bank of the Calabar River. They dominated trade with European ships and became the most powerful group in the area. In 1767, a massacre occurred when 6 British slave ship crews intervened in a dispute between rulers of 2 competing slaving centers, Old Town and New Town, Dukestown, resulting in 400 deaths. Akwa AKPA, Dukestown, became a center for the slave trade, where slaves were exchanged for European goods. Public petitions against the slave trade led to a British House of Commons hearing on the 1767 massacre in 1790. The British banned the slave trade in 1807 and actively worked to suppress it. Between 1807 and 1860, the West Africa Squadron seized about 1,600 ships involved in the slave trade. In 1815, HMS Comas was the first warship to sail up the Calabar River to Akwa AKPA, capturing 7 Portuguese and Spanish slave ships carrying 550 slaves. On January 6, 1829, the brig Jewel was captured by HM Eden at the mouth of the Old Calabar River with 220 slaves on board. On February 26, 1829, the Hirondelle was captured by the Eden within the river's entrance with 112 slaves on board. On January 5, 1835, boats from HMS Paloris captured the Spanish Palaca bark Minerva, which had 650 slaves aboard. The suppression of the slave trade in the 1850s led to palm oil and palm kernels becoming the main exports of the river. The chiefs of Akwa AKPA placed themselves under British protection in 1884. From 1884 until 1906, Old Calabar was the headquarters of the Niger Coast Protectorate, after which Lagos became the main center. Now called Calabar, the city remained an important port, shipping ivory, timber, beeswax, and palm produce until 1916, when the railway terminus was opened at Port Harcourt, 145 kilometers to the west. Today, Calabar has regained importance as a port with roads providing good access to southeastern Nigeria and western Cameroon. Exports include palm produce, timber, rubber, cocoa, copra, and piassava fiber. Industries in Calabar include sawmills, a cement factory, boat builders, and plants to process rubber, palm oil, and food. Artisans make ebony artifacts for the Lagos tourist market. Since 1975, the city has been home to the University of Calabar. Development of the port, Calabar Free Trade Zone, and Tinapa Free Zone and Resort has been slowed by bureaucratic problems, poor power supply, poor roads, and lack of dredging of the shallow Calabar River channel.